Nice to talk to you again, Donald.
Hi, Greta.
Okay, you surprised me. What a stunner. We saw each other yesterday, and I had no information that you're going to now be moderating a debate on December 27th in Des Moines. How did that come about?
Well, I got a call from the people over at Newsmax, which is a great group, as you know, and Chris Ruddy, and the ION folks who have, I guess they reach over 100 million people. It's a very large television network. And they came to see me at Mar-a-Lago and asked whether or not I'd be willing to do it. And it is a little bit of a change, and it is a little bit of something different for me. And I said, yes, I would do it. I want to see what's going on. I mean, we want to get the right person in there. There's no question about that. So I agreed to do it.
All right, one of the responses already, even though the news is basically, it's hot off the press, is from Governor Huntsman, and his campaign spokesperson says, we have declined to participate in the presidential apprentice debate with the Donald. The Republican Party deserves a serious discussion of the issues so voters can choose a leader, and then it goes on and on and on. I see that as a diss of you because they said, no, we're going to wait for a serious discussion. What do you think about Governor Huntsman's response? Do you read it that way?
Well, it's too bad. I mean, he's got no chance of winning anyway, so that's good because we can sort of weed out. We'll have more time for the people that are serious candidates. And the other thing that's very important, I think, is that, Governor Huntsman called my office asking for a meeting, and actually I didn't call him back, which I could have and probably should have. But he did call my office asking for a meeting, and I'm sure, being a Mormon, he will absolutely confirm that. So that's, one of those things. I don't know about the other candidates, but I would think most of them would want to do it. I think it'll probably get very, very high ratings, and we have some very serious questions to ask.
All right. I've heard it also reported that you're going to endorse afterwards. And just to go back to this Governor Huntsman thing, can we assume that Governor Huntsman's not going to get your endorsement at all under any circumstances if he won't participate in the debate, or shouldn't I make that assumption?
Well, I don't know Governor Huntsman. I like him. He seems to be a nice man. I just don't know him. And frankly, I don't like his policy on China because he wants us to roll over on China. I mean, his policy on China is so weak that I couldn't possibly endorse him. So he would be one of the people that I would not have been able to endorse under any circumstances. Okay.
The report that you're going to endorse after, tell me what the definition of after is. Does that mean later in the night, or does that mean a week later, 2 weeks later?
No,
what does after
mean? It doesn't mean. It means sometime after the debate. I won't do an endorsement before. Actually, Newt is coming up to see me on Monday morning, but I won't be doing an endorsement before the debate. But after the debate, sometime after the debate, I would be certainly going to do that.
Have you thought about the format at all? Do you think it'll be different than what we're accustomed to, or have you thought of things that you would like to do differently?
I really think that we should stop with all the formalities. And, I watch all of the different moderators get up and they explain what the debate is all about. It's just a waste of time. A debate is a debate. We're going to have a good debate. We'll have a debate on the issues. We'll be talking about things like, as an example, OPEC, where nobody is talking about OPEC at the debates, or very little. China, India, other countries that are just taking our lunch right out of our mouths, and it's a terrible thing that's happening to this country. So, we'll be talking about very important issues. We'll be talking about social issues. We'll be talking about environmental issues, maybe to a lesser extent, but we'll be talking about environmental issues. We'll be talking about lots of different things. But one of the big things that I believe, and one of the big reasons that everybody comes up to my office, is because I do have millions of people that agree with me that the rest of the world, it used to be the opposite, but now the rest of the world is just absolutely taking advantage of the United States, and that should not be happening.
If other candidates follow suit with Governor Huntsman and they will not participate in your debate, is that to you a sign that that is someone that you would not endorse? Is that sufficient reason not to endorse that person?
Well, it sounds like it would be on the way. There's no question about that. But no, look, Newsmax is a very powerful organization. ION is a very, very top, I think it's the number one private television network, and they reach over 100 million people. I think it'll do very well, the debate. But certainly there could be, I can understand why John Huntsman won't partake. I've been a little bit harsh on him. I've been very harsh on his views on China. I heard him 2 weeks ago during one of your debates talking about China, and it was like a total rollover. And that's not what we need, because they are just taking the money right out of our pockets, and we can't allow that to happen. So Yeah, it's possible that others might not do it, but it's also possible that everybody will. We'll probably have a very large audience.
All right. On Monday, we're going to speak with Speaker Gingrich. He's going to come and see you. I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure he'll discuss the debate with you on Monday. If Governor Romney, the other front runner, says I'm not going to do it, and he can, for whatever reason, if he says, well, a scheduling conflict, or just because I'm busy that night, or I've got other responsibilities, or that he may join with Governor Huntsman and be a little bit harsher, would that be a reason for you to say no to Governor Romney in terms of an endorsement?
No, I don't think he would say no. I think he's a very smart man, and I think he knows. And whether people like it or not, I get, very high ratings on television. That's why I've had a show so successul for 12 seasons. I mean,
But if you believe that, and they won't bother to show up for your debate, and if you believe that you represent the sort of the feelings and of millions, that wouldn't have any bearing on your choice to endorse or not to endorse?
I'd rather make that decision later. I think they will show up for the debate. I think they're very smart, and I think they know we have a huge audience, and I think they will show up for the debate. This is a very serious debate. I mean, somebody was saying, "Oh, this will be The Apprentice," and the fact is, this is a very serious debate, and a lot of people are going to be watching, and I do believe that they will, mostly show up.
What do you think the viewers are going to think about that? Typically the debates have fit into one particular mold. A certain number of people ask the questions. This is something very different. This is a businessman who's moderating it. How do you think that the American people will view this debate?
Well, I think they're going to like it, and I think they're going to watch it, and I think we're going to ask some questions that haven't been asked, and some very important questions. And as I told you, very, very little credence has been given to the outside world and what the outside world is doing to this country and to our great country. And I think that's going to be a big part of the debate. Now, there'll be other issues that we discuss. We'll discuss all of the main issues, but no, I think we're going to have a very large audience, and I think we're going to ask some very good questions.
All right, now let me do the on-air booking. Will you join on the record after the debate?
Absolutely. You are, you're so fantastic. I even wrote beautifully about you in my book, so, I have no choice.
I'm told I can't talk about that new book until next week, so my lips are sealed. It comes out next week, and the viewers are going to hear all about it.
I'll reveal one thing right now. I speak very well of Greta, okay? That's one thing I can reveal. So I've just broken something. The publisher must be furious. I say great things about you, and I mean it.
Thank you, Donald. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you, Greta.